The town of Pula was founded around 45 BC and is known for its many surviving ancient Roman buildings, such as the Arch of the Sergi, which is originally a city gate. The arch commemorates 3 members of the Sergi family, Roman elected officials serving in the 29th Legion that participated in the Battle of Actium and disbanded in 27 BC. Its Corinthian columns and late Hellenistic decorations have been a subject of admiration by many artists, including Michelangelo himself. Next, we went to visit Pula's arena, or the Amphitheater, one of the best preserved amphitheaters in the world.
And you might be thinking, Pula has an amphitheater? Well, yes, and if you have been spending any money here in Croatia, you might recognize it from the 10 kuna bill. And this amphitheater was actually built between the time of 26 BC and 47 AD. Now, the amphitheater didn't start out like this, because at first when it started, it was just wood. Over the rule of Julius Caesar and different empires, in Pula we had the Ostrogoths, we had the Franks, we had all these people come over, but during that period of time, this was built, and it was made out of limestone. It can house 23,000 people, so it's quite a massive project. Until about 681 AD, it was completely legal to have convicts fight with wild animals and be slaughtered to death. So for a good 700 years or so, the standard Roman gladiator fights that you have seen in movies and shows were completely real right here. Until about the year 1300 or so, it was illegal to plunder the stone of the arena. So for over 1,000 years, it was completely legal to plunder all these stones for building materials. It wasn't until, well, about 800 years ago that was made illegal. So you can imagine that there are buildings here in Pula of which the amphitheater limestone was made out of. Aside from that, in the Middle Ages, or rather even the Dark Ages, the arena wasn't used for anything at all. It was simply used for grazing. There were cattle grazing right here in the middle of where gladiators used to be killed. In 1538, the Venetians actually wanted to deconstruct the entire arena and replace it and put it in Italy. So thankfully, somebody somewhere in history along the line said, hey, let's not do that, let's keep it here. So I hope you enjoyed this little arena tour. Next, we are headed to Forum Square, and we're gonna go check out the Temple of Augustus.
The temple was dedicated to the first Roman emperor, Augustus, built during his lifetime between 27 BC and 14 AD. This temple in Pula and the temple in Nimes, France, are considered to be the 2 best Roman monuments outside of Italy. It used to be part of a triad of 3 temples. This is the only one that survived, although one of the temples, the Temple of Diana's outside wall, was incorporated into the communal palace which was built in 1296. The Temple of Augustus was struck during an air raid in World War II, but was entirely reconstructed in 1947. The communal palace was built because there was need for a new city hall. It was originally constructed in a Gothic style, then in the 1500s it was converted into a Renaissance style, and in the 1700s it was reconstructed to a Baroque style. The Gate of Hercules is from the 1st century. Below Pula are underground tunnels known as Zerostrasse. The underground tunnels were built during World War I to provide shelter in case of air raids. It consisted of shelters, trenches, galleries and passages, as well as ammunition storages and communication passages. Each hill in the town's core was drilled and dug up. The tunnel network is very impressive and large. The shelter ability of the tunnels was about 50,000 people, and the tunnels are about 2.5 meters tall and between 3 and 6 meters wide. Then we went to explore the market, where they have plenty of everything. Pula is a sea town, so they have plenty of fresh-caught seafood at an affordable price. I've never eaten as good as I have in Croatia. After that, it was time to climb the fortress of Pula. Fortress Castel, which was built by the Venetians in 1600. Climbing to the tower up top provides for nice Pula views. The Cathedral of Pula has been around for a long time. The location of present-day church has been used for religious worship in the 4th century AD during the Diocletianic persecution for secret gatherings by persecuted Christians. It is said that the relics of Thomas the Apostle were found in 1860 right here, inside of a 5th century sarcophagus brought over from Constantinople. More sarcophagi were found, one of them supposedly containing the remains of King Solomon, who ruled Hungary from 1063 to 1074. There's also another church, the Monastery and Church of St. Francis. The church was built in 1314 in Romanesque style with Gothic adornments. It's pretty easy to just explore Pula and check out the mixture of socialist Yugoslavian, Austro-Hungarian, and Italian architecture all over the town. Pula has belonged to many empires over the years, including the Roman Empire, Byzantine Empire, Frankish Empire, Kingdom of Italy, Republic of Venice, and was attacked by the Genoese, Hungarians, the Habsburgs, survived malaria and typhoid plagues, World War I, World War II. I mean, it just keeps on going.
Hey, one thing, I'm gonna sound like a total dork, but one thing I really missed about coming to Croatia
That's it for today. Farewell, my friends.